Today, our topic is why Seneca warned against materialism. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher from ancient Rome, had a lot to say about how we live our lives and the things we value. He believed that focusing too much on material things, like money, luxury, and possessions, could lead to a lot of problems. Seneca thought that true happiness and peace of mind come from within, not from the things we own. This idea is still very important today, especially in a world where many people are constantly chasing after more money, more stuff, and more success. Seneca warned that materialism could make us unhappy, restless, and even lead us to forget what really matters in life. Let's take a closer look at why Seneca thought this way, and what we can learn from his teachings. First, Seneca believed that materialism creates a never-ending cycle of desire. When we focus on material things, we always want more. Think about it. If you buy a new phone, you might be happy for a while, but soon you'll see an even better phone and want that one too. This cycle never stops because there's always something newer, bigger, or better out there. Seneca called this the trap of endless desire. He said that chasing after material things is like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. No matter how much you pour in, it will never be full. This constant wanting can make us feel anxious, unsatisfied, and even exhausted. Instead of enjoying what we have, we're always looking for the next thing, and that can rob us of our peace and happiness. Seneca also warned that materialism can make us lose sight of what's truly important in life. When we focus too much on money and possessions, we might start to neglect things like relationships, personal growth, and our own well-being. For example, someone who works all the time to earn more money might miss out on spending time with their family or taking care of their health. Seneca believed that the most valuable things in life, like love, friendship, and inner peace, can be bought with money. He said that if we spend all our time chasing material things, we might end up with a lot of stuff but feel empty inside. True happiness, according to Seneca, comes from living a meaningful life, not from owning expensive things. Another problem with materialism, according to Seneca, is that it can make us dependent on external things for our happiness. When we rely on material possessions to feel good, we give away our power to things outside of ourselves. For example, if you think you need a fancy car or a big house to feel successful, you're letting those things control your emotions. Seneca believed that true freedom comes from being able to find joy and contentment within ourselves, no matter what's happening around us. He said that if we can learn to be happy with less, we'll never be at the mercy of fortune or circumstances. This idea is at the heart of Stoicism, which teaches us to focus on what we can control: our own thoughts, actions, and attitudes, rather than worrying about things we can't control, like money or possessions. Seneca also warned that materialism can lead to envy and comparison. When we focus on what others have, it's easy to feel jealous or inadequate. For example, if your neighbor buys a new car, you might start to feel like your own car isn't good enough, even if it's perfectly fine. Seneca believed that comparing ourselves to others is a waste of energy, because there will always be someone who has more than we do. Instead of looking at what others have, he encouraged people to focus on their own values and goals. He said that true wealth isn't about having more than others. It's about being content with what you have and living in harmony with your own principles. One of the most powerful ideas Seneca shared is that material things are temporary. No matter how much money we have or how many possessions we own, we can't take them with us when we die. Seneca reminded people that life is short and unpredictable, and that the things we accumulate in this world don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. He said that instead of chasing after material wealth, we should focus on building a rich inner life, developing our character, cultivating wisdom, and nurturing our relationships. These are the things that truly last and bring us lasting fulfillment. Seneca also believed that materialism can distract us from living a meaningful life. When we're too focused on getting more stuff, we might forget to think about what really matters. For example, Instead of working on becoming a better person or contributing to the world, we might spend all our time trying to make more money or buy more things. Seneca encouraged people to reflect on their lives and ask themselves if they're living in a way that aligns with their values. He believed that a meaningful life is one where we use our time and energy to grow, learn, and help others, not just to accumulate possessions. So, what can we learn from Seneca's warnings about materialism? First, we can try to break free from the cycle of endless desire by being more mindful of what we really need. Instead of always wanting more, we can practice gratitude for what we already have. This doesn't mean we have to give up all our possessions or live like monks, but it does mean being aware of how much we have and appreciating it. Second, we can focus on the things that truly matter, like our relationships, our health, and our personal growth. By investing our time and energy in these areas, we can build a life that's rich in meaning and fulfillment. Third, we can work on finding happiness within ourselves rather than relying on external things. This might involve practicing mindfulness, developing a strong sense of self-worth, and learning to be content with less. Finally, we can remind ourselves that material things are temporary, and that the most valuable things in life, like love, wisdom, and inner peace, are things we can't buy. Seneca's teachings remind us that life is about more than just accumulating stuff. It's about how we live, how we treat others, and how we grow as individuals. By focusing on these things, we can find true happiness and live a life that's rich in meaning, regardless of how much money or possessions we have. So the next time you find yourself caught up in the pursuit of material things, take a moment to reflect on Seneca's wisdom. Ask yourself if what you're chasing is really worth it, and whether it's bringing you closer to the life you truly want to live. Remember, true wealth isn't about what you have, it's about who you are and how you live. And that's something no amount of money can buy.